What's going on, guys? How you guys doing lately? How you guys keeping busy on this pretty much off season until Six Flags opens back up next month for Holiday in the Park lights? I don't know if you guys are excited about it. I'm okay with it. So, I'll wait to see if somebody joins in. Comments, don't know. Hey, Tyler. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Tyler, I watched that piece on Coaster Kids. That was pretty awesome. If you haven't watched it, go to Coaster Kids channel. There's a story on Tyler. So, go what's up, Sarah, Universe, Cello. What's up? Actually, what I'm gonna do first is watch the Marcus LeShock video that he posted on, I think it was Instagram or Facebook Live. I don't know if anybody saw it, but he was talking about Six Flags. So, Coaster Scorpion, hey, what's up? That is a dumb question. I'm pretty sure you're all going to say yeah. How many of you are going to go to the Holiday in the Park lights? Just raise your hand or whatever. Yeah, hey, yeah, Brian. Okay, you're Mr. Six Flags. Yeah, cool. How you doing? Just so you guys know that St. Louis is already booked for tomorrow on reservations already this morning. So it was sold out this morning. And I'm pretty sure Sunday is going to be sold out by tomorrow morning. It doesn't surprise me. Six Flags St. Louis is very, whether you guys don't believe it, they get busy on Saturdays. Even when the park is like no COVID-19 going on, they are busy on Saturdays. You might be going to Six Flags on November. I already put a reservation for, just because you know how crazy it can get. I've already put the reservation in, where is it, November? I put it on for Friday. I might go Friday. I did put one for Sunday on the 29th. Because I got to work Saturday. And Friday I work, but if I get off early enough, I might just, because park doesn't open until what, 4 to 9, 4 to 10. So might. Hey, Sean. Oh, Sean Flaherty. How you doing, buddy? This is I'm going to St. Louis on the 18th. I wanted to go again, and it's just like this park hasn't changed probably because it's, you know, I was like, yeah, I think I got what I could go out of St. Louis for 2 days, because you really can't really do much, you know, with their restrictions and everything. I mean, you got 3 scare zones in St. Louis, which are pretty much in a little secluded little square box. And then you got 2 live shows. You just got for Love It First Friday and the Dead Man's Party, which are cool, but Dead Man's Party has been shortened. They had 2 sets of songs. There was a set of 3 songs they did, and it lasted 7 minutes, and they did another set that lasted about 12 minutes. They did like 3-4 songs. But word of warning, if you're gonna pull in Dead Man's Party, and as soon as they start playing your Nightmare from Avenged Sevenfold, I don't care if it's 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, YouTube will copyright strike. Well, they won't strike you, but you'll get a third-party copyright on that. I tried pulling up that Dead Man's. I couldn't pull any songs from on my Fright Fest video. Every time, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, boom, bah, copyright. And I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. I like the video just to me. Oh, thanks. No Fright Fest this year. Yeah, they did change it. But you can blame the governor on that one. You know it's not Six Flags' fault. It's the governor. So I don't know what made the governor change their minds all of a sudden for Holiday in the Park, but I don't know. That's my biggest question, is like, why did all of a sudden change their minds? So, but if you haven't been watching on the news, COVID cases have been hitting the record cases. So whatever. Shoshana wouldn't blame me if you don't visit any parks, because I heard Cedar Point's a cluster, and Kings Island, ain't got nothing going on. As far as I know, Missouri is no restrictions. Nope. You can pretty much go anywhere. A lot of these states like Indiana, Wisconsin, and Missouri, they don't mandate. Some places mandate masks, but they just put a sign saying they require it. If you don't have it, they ain't gonna say nothing. So, was it St. Louis County? St. Louis County. Yep. We might go down to phase 3. It may. Because then I'm honestly nervous about if they don't get a vaccine. Six Flags, unless somehow Pritzker does something, we're going to go through the same thing next year with park closed, dry closed, and then water park only. So it's crazy. Connecticut requires mask in my home state. Yep. Connecticut. California, I heard it's worse out there. St. Louis Six Flags has gone downhill bad. St. Louis with the COVID, I think they did it. It might have, I don't know. I haven't seen the other parks. Like, I seen Great Adventure, and they actually had the freaks or the scare actors all walking around in the midway. So I don't know if it's mandated by the CDC. This is allowed on what they can and can't do, But like St. Louis, they're all barricaded, and who knows what our park, what they could have done. Knox wouldn't be able to walk around and do his silly meet and greets. I'll tell you that. That sucks. So, what are your favorite show at Six Flags St. Louis? So, like the years I've been to Six Flags St. Louis, or just this year? Because if you say this year, I've only been to Fright Fest, so Love at First Fright is the only show. I wonder what Magic Mountain is doing for COVID. Magic Mountain's closed, so they ain't opening, as far as I know, unless they got the okay to open for Holiday in the Park. Since 2000, St. Louis, or just Six Flags? I think St. Louis last year had a push of people because I visited quite often and they were quite busy. Opening day last year, I went on Sunday the next week. They were busy, but they only had one train ops. So, what's your favorite show at Six Flags? What I wanted to do. Six Flags New England. Oh, okay, it makes sense. Every year is Love at First Fright. Yep. If you talk about Fright Fest, Love at First Fright is always the best one. But our park has done other little shows here and there. I remember Phantom back in 2013. Phantom. Dead Beats. And the other one that's good. The I can't remember the name. That circus thing or whatever that was. I can't remember the name. Help me out, guys. there was a Remaster. That was called the Remaster. So, yeah. What else makes sense? St. Louis is my home park, and I haven't been there since the lockdown. Hey, Dennis, what's going on? Hey, how you doing, buddy? I don't have that stuff. Where is my box at? Dennis. Give me 1 second. Hey, Tyler, look behind my back. See that back there? That Coaster Kids shirt? I have it on the frame. That the Coaster Kids that came in Six Flags last year. Like, I had them all signed the shirt if you saw my video, but yeah. And that all those roller coasters behind me in the back, that my wife did that. She started decorating the back wall a little bit. I don't know where she got those pictures from. I thought she rated my Coaster Enthusiast magazines that I've had for years. So, but hey, yeah. There we go. There you go, Dennis. Thanks for the shirt. Yeah, that was awesome. I think, who signed it? I think, Tyler, you signed it, I think. Logan, his dad, Paul, Cassie, the Coaster Enthusiast. Maddie, I think Maddie. Yeah, she signed it too, I think. And then there's a couple other kids there too. Yeah. Yeah, you did sign it because I have it on video. Huh. That was my wife's idea at the last second. I didn't think of that. So I don't think a lot of those stuff. My wife thinks of that. And it's like, hey, you should have him sign. I'm like, okay. And Logan's dad was like, that's a first. I was like, why not? Why not? Do you do coaster conventions? No. Like, you talking about coaster clubs, or are you talking about the IAPA that's in Florida, which I heard rumors that they're going to go virtual on that event. They're going to go virtual on it. I don't know if that's true or not. So that's what some people told me, that they're going to go virtual. Instead of being live and in front of everybody, they're going to do it virtually. So, any other Six Flags park? Yeah, just St. Louis. That's it. I almost went to Georgia in March, and I was going to be with Two Real Geeks, Danny, in Georgia. And the week before I was supposed to go, they shut it down. So I came that close to getting my hotel, and something told me to hold on to it, and then they canceled it. So, but keep park maps. Yep. I think I still got park map guides from. Let me see. I haven't really been collecting since 2012. I think I do know I still have some sports bottles from Superman in 2003. I got the 2001 version with V2 and Deja Vu were new. I got that one still. They used to have different designs for their new attractions on those bottles every year, and then they just went to color. So, yeah. I know when I go to a park I've never been to, I grab a ton of maps. I just grab a whole bunch. So, yeah, I know. I miss Cedar Point. I went there one time, my whole life, and I went a couple years ago, and I was able to get on all rides except for Wicked Twister because they didn't open up till noon, and I was already in the back of the park, so I didn't want to walk up 2 miles to get back to ride that ride. So I was having too much fun riding Maverick and Steel Vengeance and Millennium Force. How much is a Fast Pass nowadays? I don't know. I never bought those things. Probably, it depends. Usually Fright Fest, they jack it up like crazy. So, Cedar Point, a couple weeks ago. Actually, I got a Facebook friend. His name's Casey. I'm pretty sure you guys are friends with him too. He's went back to his job yesterday, and he's already out going to Cedar Point and Kings Island again. So I was like, wow, can't wait to see how long the lines are there. How long does it take to get the those passes to get on the rides? I heard those are an hour and a half wait. It's Great America, but no comparison to Cedar. No. When I went to Cedar Point, I came back and I thought our park was puny. So, still love our park, but you got Batman, they got Raptor, you got Reliant, they got Steel Vengeance. I mean, they got everything bigger and faster, and they run 3 train operations on all the rides. Well, we're still running 2, 1. Okay. Casey. I think I met Casey. Gosh, there were so many coaster kids that day. Steel Vengeance was going to. And I remember I was like, I think I followed you guys, the Coaster Kids. I was like walking around with them, probably half the day up until they got to, I think, Southwest Territory, and then they took a break. And I missed my opportunity to get before I had to do another week or two like that. They did the launch of Max Force to go do the whole track. I missed that one. And I went back when I heard somebody told me, "Hey, Max Force just launched the whole track again." And I went to go back, and then it started raining. They knew nothing. Splashwater, it's still sitting there. I heard, still sitting there, sitting but not operating. Coasters with Casey. Coasters with Casey. That sounds familiar. Is that a YouTube channel? Sounds familiar. Coasters with Casey. I'm old, but when I was a kid, half an hour wait to get on coaster was nothing. I started going to Six Flags. I think my mom used to take us when she was on vacation in July. So whenever I went to Six Flags, started in 98. No, 98. 88. When Shockwave was new. Watching, I was sitting there looking at that coaster. I'm like, heck no, I'm not getting on that ride. And then my sister decided she's gonna be the hero and go on American Eagle, and yeah, she found out that coasters on TV look smaller on TV and they're bigger in person. So I didn't get on my first coaster till 1991. Yeah, 91, and that was Rolling Thunder. Then I went on Whizzer. That was on a field trip from school. And then that summer, Batman was new. And then I took on Batman that day, and that was an experience. Do you want the boss to get arms? I like boss. They can get new trains or something so it's not banging the crap out of your legs. I heard it was really brutal, and I went on it Sunday when I was there, and it was brutal. Brutal. All I know is that some lady decided to sit with me, and it wasn't even in my party. But I'm not a COVID freak, Like I got my mask on, so she sits next to me because her kids are in the train, a couple of trains in front of me, so rows, and then I literally had to hold on to the handlebar almost on my side to keep me from being ricketed so much to not to run into her. Like, that's how bad it was. Like, it was shaking quite often. He also runs a YouTube channel called Hunt Seekers with Michael Hansworth. Who is that? Oh, wait, Coaster or Casey? Coaster. You talking about Casey Allen? Is that him? Is that you're talking about Coaster with Casey? Tyler? Oh, I would say don't RMC unless Shilky can make it way better with all that land they have, because they still got if that's their land, they got a ton of trees behind where Screaming Eagle is and Boss is. So where is my new comment? I'm glad that BP rode the Boss when he. BP, who's BP? Brian. Casey. Oh, Casey. That name's. I'm pretty sure if I go look it up, I'm pretty sure I know you're talking about. Just some. Twister got taken out of Six Flags St. Louis to what is Twister? It's not a coaster though. I don't know. By total chance, I was on the first ever run on their Twister. Is their Twister? Is that a coaster or is that a fly ride or what is it? I never heard that before. Their Twister. I'll look it up. Let me see. I always have Roller Coaster Database on my shortcuts. I don't think that's not even a coaster. Let's see. Oh wow, everything's just a top spin. You know what? I went to Adventureland and they got rid of their top spin too. They had a top spin, and when I would look at the videos, it flipped more than King Chaos did, like crazy. And I went there, and they had took it down the end of last year. Oh, I haven't rode a top spin probably. Oh God, I don't know how many years. I used to ride King Chaos a lot, and then I stopped. Just I don't know. No rides. I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, honestly, let's say they can't ride Max Force. They don't run any of their wooden coasters. Superman was closed last year versus the year before. So was Joker. X Flight, that's fine. And Raging Bulls, it's okay if they run 2 trains. A lot of times they run 1. I do like hibernating in what's it called? Peppermint Swirl, which is like AKA Shabasco when it's cold and snowing or whatever. I'm just curious how they're going to do their entertainment outside, because the minute it starts snowing, they can't be doing that. And there's been a couple times where I went to Six Flags at Holiday Park. It did snow, and they shut everything down by 7 o'clock. Why did you upload clips of Travel Channel? Why? Because I had them. Hurricane Six Flags got removed from the website. Hurricane Six Flags Mexico? Donald is a troll. Somebody on YouTube, it's not you, Donald, I don't think, but somebody keeps asking me to upload the whole Travel Channel episode I had when I had Superman Ultimate Flight when I posted that. I didn't have the whole episode. I just started at a certain point when I saw it on TV. And that was on VCR, so I mean, I got some Six Flags clips because I used to record when they'd be on the news, when they had their media day. I didn't know what media day was, but they would have like the new rides, and then Channel 3 would be on there, Channel 5 and 7 were on there doing their bits. So I have like a couple promos. I had one on V2, and then the VCR like shredded it, so I lost it. And they're trying to like go as a crazy coaster. V2 is the craziest coaster ever. I'm like, at the time, probably because it was a launch coaster, but yeah. What else? I mean, I did a poll on my channels, like, if people are going to go, and I think majority of people say, nope, they're not going, which they'll probably will go. Everybody's wondering if they're going to start charging, like the ones that are paused, they're going to start charging their memberships again. Hopefully not, because that's Six Flags Great America is a little more expensive than you get them at St. Louis. Say St. Louis, their gold pass is like $7. Our park's like $10. So, get this out of the way. When Viper went backwards. Yeah, that was 2018. Because they actually I think they had it go through Holiday in the Park all the way to the end of the year, backwards. And then I went on a ride. It wasn't the first ride of the day. I went on a ride, and I had on my camera glasses on, and it didn't stop at the top. It just went right over. It caught me by surprise. Six Flags St. Louis used to be a big bar. All right, so let me see if I can find Marcus LeShock's little. I gotta go into the fan base that I'm in if I could find it. Yeah, there it is. Oh, it's 30 minutes long. Jeez. Share screen. Let's watch that and see what interesting says,
"Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing tonight? Waiting to see if anybody's going to tune in. I mentioned on our show this morning at 8 o'clock that I would be live here at 7, and I'm not sure if anybody saw that or said, I'm going to tune into this. But so I thought what we'd do, because today we had the big news from Six Flags Great America that they are reopening. They are reopening this season. They're going to reopen with Holiday in the Park, a Holiday in the Park Lights experience. Got some people tuning in here. Lisa, Melissa, Jan, saying hello to you all. And I do have to apologize first, because this morning when I said this, I said, all right, I'm going to do this live tonight. I'll do it at 7 because these political town halls are tonight. President Trump's having a town hall. Joe Biden's having a big town hall, and every other debate this year has been at 8 p.m. So I said, I'll get on at 7 p.m. And then by the time I'm done, people will be getting ready to go and watch that, because I know people doing their civic duty watching these town halls. But then I saw that the town halls are at 7. Why was everything else at 8? And then now tonight it's at 7. So I apologize if this is, I won't feel bad if you go and watch those, because it is important. Everyone's voting and all that good stuff. So anyway, you can watch this later if you really need to, but I thought that, I'd still hop on here and talk about this stuff. And because I think it's a big deal. If you're a theme park fan, if you're a Illinois resident, Lake County, Illinois resident, Great America opening up for the winter is big news. It's been closed all year, as much has been closed because of the pandemic. So I thought what we'd do, if you didn't watch the news this morning, so we were able to break this news this morning on WGN Morning News at 4:45 a.m., 5:45 a.m. We ran a story, which is now available on WGNTV.com/Coastin, for Coastin the Country. And we talked about all of the, we went out to Great America and we talked to them about the Holiday in the Park, the Lights Festival that's going to be happening this year, what they're able to do, what they're not able to do, because this has been, Great America's been closed per state of Illinois guidelines. It's been the guidelines from the state that they've not been able to open. And as far as those guidelines go, Great America was always considered to be in that phase 5 of reopening, the vaccine phase, meaning like big, large crowd events, that sort of thing. However, because of how some of these other things are opening, you've got some zoos open, some other holiday lights experiences open throughout the area this winter. Six Flags is now going to be open that way. So they will not be operating any rides for this event. So it's opening on November 27th, weekends, and then select weekdays when you get closer to Christmas. No rides operating in the park, but they will have what they said is over 2 million lights, all the other stuff that you saw at the Holiday in the Park in the past. And they're going to try to bring some of the entertainment that was indoors before outdoors onto the street. So I actually have some sound here from this morning, and I've got this new software that I'm using here, and I think I can actually play some clips. So I'm going to try to play some clips here from the show this morning. We talked to Caitlin Keppel, who is the communications director at Great America, and she kind of ran down exactly what you're going to see there this year, what they're going to be offering as opposed to other years. So here's a little bit from her about that. Take a look.
We're so excited to be opening for Holiday in the Park Lights. We'll be opening on November 27th, operating select days through December 27th this year. Due to Illinois safety guidelines, rides won't be operating at Holiday in the Park Lights. It's strictly a Holiday Lights experience, but all of the things that you have come to love as part of the season, there will be. So our live entertainment, our elves, our characters, our treats, our s'mores, our fire pits, everything will be there. We'll be hiring about 800 seasonal staff to join us, as well as our phenomenal team members here on the full-time staff will be celebrating Holiday in the Park.
All right.
If you didn't hear that, they're going to hire 800 people. It seems like that's a lot for no rides. That's a lot of people to hire for an event. That I don't know where they're going to put all those people, but unless they're all going to go in the food court area. I don't know.
All right. So there you go. Did that work? I hope that worked. Were you able to hear that? Were you able to hear that? Because I'm not hearing it on my end, but I hope you heard it on your end. So in case you didn't, basically to recap everything there is that rides aren't opening, but they're going to have the lights all over the place. They're going to have all of the s'mores, the hot chocolate, that kind of thing. So kind of an event where you can go out with your family, you can get together, you can grab a hot chocolate, you can walk around the park, check out all the holiday decorations. And the other aspect of it, as I mentioned, was the entertainment that goes along with this. Some of the shows that you would see at Holiday in the Park in the past, they're regrouping right now and trying to figure out how they take those shows and bring them out onto the midway, how they keep all the performers in those shows socially distant, so they're safe, as well as keep the people who are there watching these performances socially distant, so they're not all crammed together, all in one space watching this stuff. So we talked to David Major. First time I've ever met him and talked to him. He's the entertainment manager there at Great America. And he talked about, he also talked about how they're doing that, how they're gonna work that, and just getting all this together in about 43 days. They just found out like a week or so ago that they're gonna be able to open. So now it's like this big fast hustle to get this thing going. Here's a little bit what he has to say. Take a look.
When we got the news, totally felt great about it. Was excited to get out here, get the lifts, get the crew out here. Now we're actually setting up our Kaleidoscope light experience. It has 80,000.
If you guys know, last year that Kaleidoscope was broken up and it wasn't working at all. A lot. Sometimes the side didn't even work. I wonder if they're just gonna get it fixed, or they're just gonna slap it up and half work it. You know. So if you all remember, like, it didn't work a lot.
Pixels, over 100 panels on the Mission building right behind me. And we're also going to be putting up in this light show over our holiday tree that's over 200 feet tall. And it has tons of LEDs that we can project on. And when we project on those LEDs, we can project candy canes and snowflakes. But we are going to be...
That, too, wasn't working until, like, oh, God, the last couple weeks, the last 3 weeks of Holiday Park, then they finally got it going.
Bringing our characters outside and our stage shows outside, so socially distanced for our performers and for our guests. Everything's coming outside onto the midways and onto the streets. It is definitely under pressure and the time crunch, but we're going to get there. We've rallied the team together to make this happen. We want to bring it to our guests. We want to celebrate the holidays here at Six Flags Great America.
All right, so there it is. That's what they're under the gun right now, trying to get all this done and trying to get it open. So I thought I would open this up to you guys because I know we talked about it a lot on the air this morning. But did you have any other questions about it? Any comments about the event? Things that I can answer for you. I'm gonna put my glasses on here because I'm getting old and it's harder to see some of this. So why don't we just go through that? And let's see here. This is a good question from my guy Elliot Serrano. How are you, sir? He says, will the admission price be the same? The admission price, if you're not first of all, if you're a season pass holder, your season passes are good for this year, obviously, but they're also good for all of next year. So if you had a 2020 season pass there, they're making those valid for this year and all of 2021, including Holiday in the Park 2021. Tickets for this will be $19.99, so just about $20 with free parking. So it's $20 a person to get in to the park, and then they did say free parking is included, and of course then you got to pay for anything else that you do in the park as far as hot chocolate, s'mores, all that kind of stuff as you're walking around. Some other questions here. Lisa wants to know, what is the capacity? What is the capacity?
That's a question they never answered. They didn't say 25%, 30%.
Don't know.
Yeah, don't know. Six Flags is not going to tell you. So, how was you guys? If you got the opportunity to reserve, if you're thinking about that day, you better reserve it.
Know exactly what that number is. Don't know if they're revealing what that number is as far as like percentage goes and everything else. But I know they have the tiered reservation system, so they're only letting a certain amount of people book each time for the reservation system as you go in and do that. And I'm guessing that there will be a real-time flow counter from what they told me back in May when we talked about this as far as what Six Flags parks were doing. They can kind of monitor who's going in the park, who's leaving the park. And just to get a sense of how many people are there. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure that they know how the turnout's going to be for this. Are a ton of people going to show up? Are people ready to show up and go to this in Illinois? So that's a really good question, but I don't have the answer as far as exactly what the capacity will be for that.
I will say obviously if it's nice weather, there's going to be a lot of people showing up. If it's cold, 28 degrees, there won't be a lot of people there. That's what I saw last year and the year before that.
What else we got here? Jen just says reservations ? Yeah. So if you haven't, I'm going to do this here. I'm going to share this. I've got the scroll down to.
I already know how to do that.
On the different, which is here, yeah, temperature scanner, and it's supposed to work pretty well, and it can tell if somebody's radiating more heat than they normally should, and then they can give that person a scan to determine exactly what their temperature is. But the idea is that you're actually touching anybody as you walk into the park. They also say they're going to have this touchless bag screening system.
So the touchless bagless screen system is basically like you're walking through a metal detector, and if their thing goes off, they're going to check your bags. If it doesn't go off, they're not going to check your bags. So that's basically what it is. So that's all new technology. I've not been to a Six Flags park this year, so I've not seen that in action, the touchless bag screening or not. But so those are some of the protocols that you're going to have to go through as you go into the park, of course. So if you have a fever or anything like that, you're not going to be able to get in. They're going to check your temperature and everything else. As always with this, just be smart, right? Like with anything, if you're sick, don't go out. That's what everyone's telling everybody to do, and that's what they're hoping people do with this as well. Gary says bag screening awesome and so fast. So I don't know, Gary, where you at? Hurricane Harbor was open this summer at Great America. They were able to open, and I think they had that going on as well. Yeah, Sarah says touchless bag screening is amazing. You end up walking right in. It's all great. So that's what's interesting about this. And when I talked to them in May, I kind of had that feeling. The good part is that I can walk in with my camera and my camcorder in my pocket, so I can carry my camera and my camcorder in both of my pockets, and it won't go off. So at least I don't have to sit there and open up my bag and then having them check in. Oh, what are these batteries? Oh, what is this? So yeah, less pain.
They might be introducing some technology that they never would have done without COVID happening. Of course, COVID's terrible, and nobody ever wanted that to happen, but it looks like there will be some new theme park security screening technology coming out of this that might be permanent for the future, which is interesting.
Yeah, it is going to be permanent because Six Flags is not going to dish out all that money for those screenings and the temperature check and then just say, oh, COVID's gone next year. Oh, we just get away. No.
See what else we have here. Going back up to the top here. So just checking out some of your comments. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. Michelle says, are they doing Fright Fest? Sadly, no. There is no Fright Fest this year. We're trying. We're trying to get that open, but Fright Fest is more difficult, right? That's a more difficult thing to do as far as being touchless, not interacting so much with some of the characters that are in the parks, and
here's my question: if our park did do Fright Fest, can you think of an area? Now, Six Flags St. Louis has areas that they did to box up their scare actors. I don't even know any areas that they can actually put the scare actors in a area where they'll be secluded, because there's really not much space that you could seclude them unless you're gonna rip up part of the midway to box them up. But I don't know. I honestly, you know how good our Fright Fest is. As stripped down it would have been, it probably would have. A lot of people would have complained about it.
Seeing some people doing like drive-in kind of experiences with hauntings and everything. Excuse me, but it's just a challenge. It's a challenge to do, and they did not get approval from the state, as far as I know, to open for Halloween, but they did get approval to open for this. Let's see what else they want here. Here's a comment from Yolanda. It says Six Flags in St. Louis is open and their rides are going. Correct. The parks in Ohio were open this summer and their rides were going. Also, Indiana Beach, and Holiday World, their rides are going. It is just a different philosophy by state, and it is an Illinois state rule. They said you can open, but you cannot have rides open. Great America was very... we really wanted to emphasize that point, that this was a decision by the state you can open, but you can't have the rides running. And I'm still waiting on exact clarification of why that is. I assume it has something to do with people waiting in line to get onto the rides, touching the rides, and everything else, just eliminating some of those touch points that are there on some of these things. Tim wants to know, will the food shops be open? Yes, I am told they will be open. Also, they have mobile ordering now at Great America. So if you were not there for Hurricane Harbor when it opened in the summer, they've introduced this mobile food ordering. So if you have the Six Flags app on your phone, I've done mobile food.
See what else.
All onto the website. You can see the days that they are operating. Christmas Day, New Year's Eve website. I know Christmas Day for sure.
They're not. They're only open Saturdays and Sundays. So and then if it was a holiday, they won't be open.
They are closed.
I think wasn't there last year or the year before that we were supposed to be open New Year's Eve, and then they stripped it a week or two before that.
It goes through. They emailed me today. I confirmed that.
See, 15-minute increments.
Melissa says, I was able to make 2 reservations for December 6th and 1 for December 13th without a problem.
Nope.
So you got to make good on your
reservation. You won't have a problem reserving. Just don't wait till the last day to do it, because
reservation, if you can't make
might
it for
be
some reason,
out of luck.
Or will there be areas closed off? I'm told the park is open, like the whole.
That was one of my questions. Are they going to close out part of County Fair, like they did the last few years? According to this, Marcus, they're going to have the whole park open, so you can walk back to where Demon is, to anywhere. That remains to be seen because it hasn't really been confirmed yet, but we'll see.
Thing as usual with Holiday in the Park. Now, there was a couple of years, I'm not sure if it was last year, where that one, they route you around through South. It's happening throughout the park, and stuff for you to order and eat and everything. Kim, are any of the indoor restaurants going to be open? I don't believe so.
Don't think so.
I don't think anything indoors will be open. They did say in.
Now that my question is, that means Lou's is going to be closed. Moose Burger Lodge is going to be closed. JB's is going to be closed too. Because I hope not. I mean, maybe they can come up with a system to allow so many people in there, and I don't know.
The coaster at Great America. Like, when was that? I mean, I can't even think it.
Miss Raging Bull. I miss Raging Bull. But I miss Max Force, too. That adrenaline. Wow.
It has to be 30 years now. 30. It has to be 30-something years. Yeah. I don't.
Yes, they will.
If you get a hot chocolate, can you walk around and put your mask down and take a sip of the hot chocolate? I would guess you.
I'll tell you one area they will have mask-free zones are the smoke areas where you can smoke. That's going to be a mask-free zone, definitely. But I'm pretty sure they'll have benches and they'll have blue tape saying this is mask-free zone. So
yeah, but I think with a lot of definitive answers, but I was told they were working very hard on all of the people.
That's a good question. Were they going to have Santa there?
Who show up there? Just keeping them going for people to get on them to keep them safe. But now, I don't think so. If you're talking about like Chicago Bears stuff, well, that's a good question. My first thing is like, yeah, of course.
I believe the gift shops were open because Max Force Victory Lane was open for Hurricane Harbor, so that one was open. I don't know if and there was another the other gift shop that's by the bathrooms by the entrance. That one was open until the last couple weeks, and then they shut it down.
Of course, they want your money, but how's that going to work?
But if they do have the gift shops open, are they going to get their merchandise in check this year? Or they're going to have no holiday in the park stuff like they did last year?
Well, you know what? I say this on the air all the time. Life finds a way. You know, they're going to try to sell you stuff, and they're going to do everything they can to get those products in here. Somebody who's impressed by that. Or Gary, I should say. No grills, but you're going to have their big holiday meal. I don't know. They announced this week that they are. Times the other day did a look out down at places, but there they are. So, and talking about that, let's end with this comment. Oh, here we go. Hold on, buddy. All right. And yeah, so I can get some answers too. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, they generally get back to me in an amount of time. As soon as they can, don't do that. And that's it. James, I'll just end with this comment.
Rocco. Oh.
Wait, there it is. Sleep and the beer. No beer, just the sleep. That's what's happening right now. And will you stop it? I gotta put this one to bed. Hold on. Everything else, yes.
All right, that's pretty much it with that. So let me go back there and remove this stain. So, ooh, Dennis Ball, you're still up there. Huh. Hide that. Sorry about that. So what'd you guys think of that? I mean, no, I'm reading comments. I can't see my screen while I'm playing the other video because I went to watch that other video. What happened to Mount Olympus? I don't know. Are there going to be rides? No rides. No rides. I have to go teach my roller coaster class. Talk to you later, Tyler. If you didn't leave already. I met Marcus. At Goliath Media Day. And yeah, I ran into him, but I never ran into. I've been at the park when he was at the park, and I never ran into him. So, and I also was at Six Flags when Coaster Studios Taylor was there last year, but I didn't see him. So, but that was during Fright Fest. So go try to find somebody in a crowded park right there. Have you ever rode Batman the ride backwards? Yes, my park and St. Louis, and I still think our park was the most disoriented one that I can say. Six Flags St. Louis, I rode it, and it didn't feel the same. Felt okay. Hey, Xavier, what's going on? Tomb Raider machine, Movie Land Park got removed. Tomb Raider machine, Movie Land. Okay. So we didn't get too much info that we kind of already know from Marcus. How many people are on here? I wish they would have tell you like how many people are on. Oh, there is 4 people right there. Oh. So that's it. All right. So, did any of you guys ever go to St. Louis Fright Fest? What'd you guys think of it? Oh, hi from Turkey. How you doing? I mean, Brian, you rode in St. Louis, I'm sure, right? Last year, right? They had Batman backwards for, what was it, 2 years ago? I think it was last year. No, it was 2 years ago. Yeah, no rides. There's no rides. I mean, I don't care if there's rides going on. I really don't, because I rode Raging Bull in 30-some degree weather. That was pretty horrible. Not to mention a lot of these rides have mechanical breakdowns more when it's that cold. I remember a couple years ago when Holiday in the Park, when I went to go on Raging Bull and it was broken down for, waited almost 45, 50 minutes, and then they gave us exit passes. Told us, see you later, ride's not opening. Which rarely it ever happens. My 21 years of Raging Bull being in the park, I've never seen it like closed ever. So that's it. Yep. Oh, this is cool. Not far from Screaming Eagle is one of the property Lion owns. Yeah. So, but question is, what they're going to do with that space that they took out Tidal Wave, their Splash Waterfalls ride. That is sitting doormat now with none but gravel and rocks and weeds. So, what else? That was a lot of videos. BP. BP was the guy we met by the American Thunder when we met. BP. Doesn't ring a bell. Don't remember. Huh? Oh, who else? Christmas in the Park. Yeah, I'll be there. I don't know how many times I'm gonna show up. Might show up a few times. At least 2 times. So, yeah. I mean, I like their Holiday in the Park. It's pretty cool. I don't wonder if they're gonna do new shows or they're gonna still do that magical Christmas show they've done in the last 2 years. How they're gonna pull that? I mean, how they're gonna pull that off with the, scenery? I mean, where they're gonna do the shows? Where they're gonna do it in front of the? That's the question. I mean, you got the gazebo and Hometown Square, unless you're gonna do it out there in the walkway. I don't know. Probably somewhere. No, I don't know. That's a good question how they're gonna pull that off. But David Major will find a way because he's really good at what he does. I never saw any bad shows since he's taken over in entertainment. So every show I've been watched, I came out happy. Didn't waste my time watching anything. So King Chaos at Six Flags Great America. I still heard parts of that ride is still in the parking lot in the employees. I don't know about the actual ride, but parts of it. So. But we got rid of that ride for a huge super loop, which is classified to them as a coaster. So. Italy got removed. It'd be cool to go out overseas to other countries to ride the rides. I definitely, if I had to pick one park to go to, I would go to Fuji-Q in Japan. Yeah. I want to ride their Injanika ride. Whatever. There's another ride out there that's pretty cool. Oh, what's that one called? Portaventura. I would go there too. What else? Okay, 4 people. 50 some minutes. Probably be on here for another 5 minutes because it'll be like an hour right then and there. It's about 7:16. So, I mean, do you guys want to? I don't know. Got any questions? Six Flags related, Cedar Point related? I don't know. So. I mean, we always got Planet Coaster to play with, I guess. If that was only so much you could do with that thing. So, Or I could sit at home watching one of my best YouTuber guys. What's his name? His name's Timmy. He has the Rolf Ragen 95. He does all those no limit coasters that look really realistic. It's really cool. Yeah, if you want to know where his channel is, I'll tell you. It's just type in Wolf Ragen 95. So it's actually one of the few Facebook people I consider friends. So yeah, that's it. I don't know. Nobody's really talking. We gone silent since I started playing that video. No. Yeah. All right. All right. I'm gonna get off, guys. So thanks for joining the chat. Something I just thought of, doing because what's this last question? Is it Walmart getting Avenue Vacoma? Are they? I don't know. I have no idea. But thanks for joining. I just wanted to do this really quick with see Marcus's video. I saw something like that earlier when I was flipping through it, and then I was like, I'll just watch it later on today. So sometimes you get really good info, but it's something that he already told us on the newscast and everything. So the first question I actually asked a friend, I was like, I hope they don't charge for parking, because you're just going in, there's no rides, you're paying $20 plus what's their parking, $32 just to go see. Like, come on, guys. I know they were charging for parking for Hurricane Harbor, so, but if you got to Hurricane Harbor like 2, they weren't charging parking for nothing. All right, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining. All right, bye.